Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the follow-up to the starting to feel like ancient history. I know the pace of things is so fast and furious, but the Signal chat that our one of a kind Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth happened to permit a journalist, Jeffrey Goldberg, to be in on when we were talking about potential military operations involving Iran. Remember all of that? Well, there was a lawsuit that happened in its aftermath where a group, American Oversight, said we would like to have those signal messages and please be sure to preserve them. And Chief District Judge Jed Boasberg, who's so involved in the Alien Enemies Act litigation, he had the case and he issued an opinion at the end of last week saying, you know what, can't really do anything about it. The oversight group sued under a statute that does require the government to undertake certain procedures to preserve records and the like. And they allege just from sort of news reports that the administration wasn't doing it. The administration countered that, yes, they are, at least at an official level they are, and they gave a sort of bad apples defense that a few people have been, cutting corners or doing it on their own. And that, it turns out, is not the sort of thing that the statute that the plaintiffs are suing under permit to actually do a remedy. You can't say, okay, be sure to do this or that. And indeed, the administration is actually saying that the signal messages that were done in this funky way are already gone. So Boasberg's holding is, sorry, I can't give you, though, and this is on a preliminary injunction standard, so the whole likelihood of success, etc. I cannot give you or order them to give you these signals. I don't have any basis, and the statute you're bringing to my attention doesn't give me the basis when the administration is asserting, and he implicitly credits them, that they are actually doing it right, even if these individual messages didn't get preserved. So he does Boasberg what sounds like pretty tepid relief of ordering the archivist and Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to take steps to preserve the signal chats across the government that would be at risk of being deleted, for example, by people not following the rules. But he says there's nothing I can do anymore for the already deleted messages, particularly since there's no actual finding of some kind of violation in any official policy of the sort that the Records Preservation Act is meant to get at. So the end of the day is not much for American oversight, possibly a more serious effort going forward, which I think would be the case anyway after the humiliating debacle for Hegseth in particular of having these things just revealed in a public way to Jeffrey Goldberg, the head of the Atlantic. But basically, that kind of black eye for the administration seems to be where things will remain, and no further. We won't know the exact content of the messages. So recall, Goldberg told us something, and we know that it did involve some fairly sensitive stuff, but it won't go further, and there's simply the order to request that the Attorney General firm this up and keep people from doing their own kind of home-cooked approach to the statute, rather to follow the blueprint to the letter, so this doesn't happen further and signal chats are preserved. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.